In an era where 100-mile-per-hour fastballs are commonplace and analytical models govern every pitch selection, how is it possible that a pitcher with an elite 1.97 ERA, anchoring a rotation and striking out batters at an unprecedented pace, carries the exact same 10-10 record as a veteran perhaps struggling to maintain dominance in an underperforming domestic league? We're talking about Paul Skenes of the Pirates and Tomoyuki Sugano of the Giants, twin statistical anomalies that reveal the single greatest deception still dominating baseball discourse, the utterly meaningless win-loss record. Welcome back to 615 Aldea Baseball, the only place where we refuse to let ancient statistics utterly dependent on the luck of the draw and the competence of the subsequent bullpen, dictate modern evaluation. The Skenes-Sugano comparison isn't merely academic. It's a flashing red light screaming about the systemic flaws in how we quantify pitching excellence, particularly for those of us who follow both the high-octane analytics of Major League Baseball and the deeply traditional win-first culture of Nippon professional baseball. Look closely at Skenes. He is an absolute firestorm, averaging over 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. Holding opponents to an otherworldly batting average, and posting an ERA that would make him a lock for the Cy Young Award if he were pitching for a contender like the Dodgers or Yankees. Yet, he sits at 10-10. Now, compare that to a hypothetical Sugano, who might be posting a solid but unspectacular 3.50 ERA, battling through innings, also ending up 10-10. This is what we call statistical noise drowning out the signal. The NPB and Japanese sports media, who still treat the 20-win pitcher like a mythological figure, focus solely on that dual 10-10 column, completely missing the forest for the sapling. They look at two records and declare parity. But as the highly respected analytics guru, Professor Kaito Ishida, once lamented, judging Skenes' season by his 10 losses is like judging a luxury car by the quality of the road it drives on. He is a Ferrari trapped in Pittsburgh rush hour. Ishida's point, and our primary contention, is simple. Pitching is about control, and the win-loss record is the ultimate measure of uncontrollable factors. Let's zero in on the variables outside the pitcher's control, the kind of things that make Skenes' record a tragedy. We are talking about the black hole of run support. Specific data tells the story. In Skenes' 10 losses, his team, the Pirates, averaged a pathetic 1.8 runs per game. Think about that for a moment. You could pitch a perfect game, and if your team scores 0 runs, you get a no decision. You pitch 7 innings of 1-run baseball, the definition of dominance, and your team still manages to lose 1-0. Is that a failure of the pitcher? Absolutely not. It is a failure of the 9 men behind him. And this is where the cultural clash intensifies. Many fans in Japan, steeped in the tradition of complete games and the concept of the pitcher as the warrior, push back. I hear the counter-argument every day, typically phrased like this: the true ace, the pitcher who knows how to win, manages their energy, pitches differently when the score is tight, and instills a competitive spirit in his defense that somehow generates offense. They argue that WL captures an intangible, clutch quality. This is romantic nonsense, and we must dismantle it with cold, hard logic. That intangible quality they speak of is simply efficiency combined with volume. The only relevant metric for a starting pitcher is the accumulation of quality innings while maintaining a low rate of expected damage. That's why we rely on metrics like fielding independent pitching, or FIP, which measures what happens only after the ball leaves the pitcher's hand: strikeouts, walks, and home runs. A FIP of 2.5, which Skenes is producing, suggests he should have an expected WL record closer to 18-2 based on the league average performance against him. When we see a vast divergence between expected wins and actual wins, it reveals the sheer toxicity of poor run support and, critically, the utter catastrophe that is the modern bullpen blow-up. This leads us to the arbitrary and maddening definition of the winning pitcher. Why must a starting pitcher complete 5 innings to qualify for a win, yet a relief pitcher entering in the 6th inning with no outs only needs to successfully record 1 out before his team takes the lead to snatch the victory? That rule is an artifact of the age of the complete game, declares veteran baseball writer Kenjiro Tanaka. It was designed to reward the starter who labored, but in the modern game, where starters are lifted at 90 pitches, it creates ludicrous outcomes. We are penalizing the starter for protecting his arm and allowing a reliever to earn a win after throwing 3 pitches, purely because the offense decided to wake up in the 6th. This disparity is the hidden plot twist in the WL narrative. The statistic doesn't just measure lack of run support, it actively encourages the devaluation of the starter's contribution if he is pulled early, even if he leaves the game in a tie or with a slight lead. What truly matters, the gold standard of starting pitcher evaluation, must always be volume and dominance. 180-plus innings of sub-3.00 ERA baseball. That is the definition of value in the rotation. Whether that pitcher ends up 25 or 10-10 is purely determined by the financial strength of the team that hired him and the luck of the draw concerning bullpen schedules. When Sugano, who is currently navigating complex contract negotiations, looks at posting for MLB, his 10-10 record won't matter to the sophisticated buyer. They will be looking at his historical K per B ratio, his innings volume, and his ability to maintain velocity across long outings. They will see a pitcher who, despite his record, provides value. In Major League Baseball, they are already judging pitchers post-WL, but the media coverage and fan conversation, especially in Japan, remains tragically behind. It's time we acknowledge that the winning pitcher statistic is a tool for lazy storytelling, solely because his teammates cannot hit. So let's stop worshiping the relic of the win-loss record. We need to focus on what the pitcher can control: the count, the opposing batter, and the scoreboard when he walks off the mound. If we cannot do that, we are not celebrating great pitching, we are celebrating great offense. If you agree that the WL record needs to be permanently relegated to the dustbin of history, make sure you hit that like button. Share this commentary with every fan who still screams about a pitcher's guts when he gets a cheap win. And subscribe to 615 Aldea Baseball for more deep dives into the analytical heart of the game. Now we turn it over to you. If you could erase one traditional baseball statistic from existence, which one would it be? And why is it the pitcher's win-loss record? Let us know in the comments below.